Hello, I'm Ed Marsh. Welcome to Signals from the OP, my bi-weekly video blog that acts like an observation post for industrial manufacturing execs by providing early warning into topics that I believe are lurking just beyond their awareness, but which are going to affect them. Today's topic is buyer trust. When business was done in person with first and second degree connections, trust was implicit and easily verified. Referrals and introductions, testimonials, and case studies were really meaningful because they came from folks you knew, or at least you knew of. It seems like that's changed. Not only do we have a trust crisis socially in terms of politics and media, we have one in business too. The internet makes it so easy for someone half a world away or in their basement just around the corner to create what appears to be a large ongoing business with testimonials, reviews, and authority. But of course, it can be a Potemkin village, nothing but a facade. So we're less sure who to trust. At the same time, buyer hesitance and resistance have increased. Buying team committees make it harder to reassure everyone. Behavioral economics teaches us lessons about the pain of loss far exceeding the pleasure of a win, and increasing professional competition within companies means that the perceived professional risk of a mistake is increasing. It doesn't even have to be a mistake or even really wrong, it should just be something that many people don't like. So the executives and managers to whom we sell are increasingly hesitant to trust any vendor. This is confirmed by research. Ian Bruce, a vice president and principal analyst with Forrester, recently shared some of the findings from Forrester's 2023 Brand and Communication Survey. I'll drop a link below in the comments. On the one hand, most trust buyers' and peers' opinions, as well as independent voices like analysts and consultants. But here's the mic drop finding. Only 29% of buyers trust vendor salespeople. Is it any wonder that prospecting success rates, forecasts, sales cycles, close rates, and just about every other aspect of complex sales seems so fraught these days? I guess if you're buying copier paper for a 3-person office and can run around the corner to Staples if there's a problem, you don't need to trust the rep who promises quality and on-time delivery. But if you're buying a piece of capital equipment, you need to be able to trust the sales rep and their company that they understand the requirements, they can satisfy them, they'll stick with you through the inevitable commissioning hassles, and they'll support you going forward. And that's all if you have a specified requirement or project. If someone's reaching out to you to cold pitch some idea for which you have no time, then trust is even more critical. If you think it might make you more effective and give you some creative ideas, you'll try to listen. But if you think they're just pitching you, of course you won't. So that means that trust is critical. We need to foster trust. That's the premise of the partner marketing trend. I'll drop a link for that below as well. And while that can help us get a meeting, we need to go beyond that. Of course, we need a culture which embraces the hard rights over the easy questionables. We need to celebrate moral courage and police ourselves and our teams, pushing back on anything that might breach trust. But embodying trust is not enough in a world where buyers only trust 29% of salespeople. We need to exude trust. We need sales enablement content that we understand will engender trust. We need to study behavioral economics and read books like The Jolt Effect together as teams to understand the dynamics of trust in the buying journey. And we need to measure our current and prospective reps' ability to build relationships and foster trust. Now, I hear you asking, right, how am I going to actually measure that in any way that's accurate and predictive? Well, good question. The key is to use an effective sales assessment test. The tool that I help companies use to understand their current team's strengths and opportunities and to screen potential hires is 91% predictively valid as determined by a third party. Now, there's a trust signal for you, right? It measures 6 attributes that comprise the sales competency of building trust. Among others, these include the rep's ability to gain trust early, their integrity as a seller, their ability to develop rapport, and also to make prospects comfortable sharing information early in the process. Additionally, it measures 7 elements of the sales competency relationship building, including whether customers follow them to new companies and build long-standing customer relationships. And it also considers 15 elements of the consultative selling competency, which is critical to establishing authority and trust. An accurate and predictive sales assessment will give you an empirical toolkit to gauge a rep's ability to engender trust, an increasingly important skill in today's market with skeptical buyers. Then, let's think about our content and sales approach. If all we do is talk about us, how much trust does that build? Content that's not objective, informative, or specific turns buyers off. Think about the droning about us pitch decks that you've endured. Hopefully you haven't dispatched your own sales team with them. And white papers or blog posts that just talk about a vendor in a thinly veiled promotional piece, those don't create trust. And when sales reps simply answer questions about technical details, they're not creating trusting, authoritative relationships. They're basically a biased, human walking vendor knowledge base. In contrast, if they ask important and insightful questions as part of a consultative sales process, they inherently create some trust because of their demonstrated expertise and insights. That also creates a competitive advantage compared to reps who blabber on with a message that's basically, trust us because we are us, or we've been around you for X years, we have this many square feet, this many people, whatever. There's a lot that goes into trust. Your culture, your marketing, your sales methodology and process, and your sales reps' skills. You can't just pick one, you have to work on them all. But the hardest part traditionally is to measure your reps and sales candidates' ability to develop trust with buyers. We can change that with an accurate, predictive sales assessment test. I'm Ed Marsh. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Signals from the OP. If you liked it, please hit the bell, share it, subscribe to my playlist, and share this with others who you think might find value in the information as well.